Hello, everyone. This is TTP Chats here, aka Trust the Process, and I'm here with another video, a talking point. And the talking point is the purpose of sex is for procreation, not for personal perversion. Basically, I want to make a quick, disclaimer. I'm not trying to force anybody to do anything or whatever. I'm not trying to, trying to persuade you to go this and that. I'm not trying to manipulate your choice of how you live your life. Hey, you live your life how you want to live it. I'm just trying to bring forth informational facts that are true. I'm just trying to provide an insight into what is the insight into the discussion we about to have in this video. Basically, just provide a little bit of awareness, just make you think critically for a moment about this talking point that I'm about to discuss right now, which is sex is made for procreation. That's facts. Sex is a very intimate and deep type of, occasion between a man and a woman to procreate and create life. It is a soul bonding experience, right? And with that experience, right, when you engage in a sexual encounter with another person, otherwise a man engaging with a sexual encounter with a woman, is a soul bonding experience where yourself is tied to that person. And especially if a man get a woman pregnant, you are tied to that woman through the kid, right? And that is why it's a very deep and intimate thing. It's not just physical, but it's emotional and it's spiritual as well. So that's why when you see people just let their lust take over them and manipulate their thinking to the point where all they just see is sex as it's just something of a of a playground activity or something. Just sex as an after school activity, or just a recreational, that's what I meant to say, a recreational activity. That's not what the purpose of it is for, And then if you pervert, because sex was provided to us by the Lord, by God, to create and bring forth new life through a connection of a husband and wife as a family, right? It was made for the purpose of connecting man and women, husband and wife, in order to create a family and multiply and create life for the next generation and the next, right? When you when you pervert that certain thing, when you make something that is something intimate and deep like sex or anything else that God provides, and you end up perverting it, it turns into something wrong. It turns into something unholy, in a way. It turned into something just completely against the original purpose. So that's why when it comes to sex, it's supposed to be procreation. And that is why when it comes to sexual intercourse, men should only have sex with a woman that they want to be in a committed relationship with. They see themselves being with a committed relationship with a woman for the long term, right? That's what sex should be for. Procreating with a woman that you see a long-term, serious, committed relationship with. Because if you don't see a woman as a long-term, you know, life partner, wife, whatever, what's the point? As a man, what's the point of being with the chick and just sleeping with her? What's the point? Or just because it feels good. So what? It feels good, but then next thing you know, you end up, boom, a kid pops out and you're not ready for it. And then you gotta skate. You gotta do all this ducking and dodging just to avoid taking care of a kid that you brought into this world. You end up spending a good amount of time engaging in something this intimate with a person that you never really cared for in the first place. You see, people don't really think about these things, right? They just do. Yes, let me just go out and sell a woman a dream as a man and then act like I'm really interested, but I'm really interested in her body, sleep with her, and then some of these dudes don't even use protection, which is also nonsensical. Waste an a 30-minute or a certain amount of time of an sexual activity with a person that I don't like. That sounds like a waste of time and a waste of energy, right? If I do not like her, there's no real point in me trying to engage in a sexual manner, because I think, my opinion, engaging in a sexual manner, engaging in a sexual type of situation with a woman should be reserved for a woman that I see as my future wife and as the mother of my children, right? If I don't see her in a long-term committed relationship as my wife and as the mother of my children, then there's no point in me sitting here and just wasting my time and wasting a woman's time who I'm not really interested in, right? That's just facts, man. Some dudes will run around, waste time, and then they treat sex like it's some type of big achievement, sleeping with a bunch of different women, and it's just you come to the realization, it's just, you come to the realization, and it's just, you think to yourself, bro, these dudes treat sex like it's a trophy. Oh, I slept with 100, and you got nothing to show for it. Oh yeah, you slept with 20 women. You still live in your mom's basement. You still had to eat off on your mom's off the food that your mom bring, because you're not really, bro, you don't really have a job, or if you do have a job, you waste your money on just trying to show off to women and smoke weed and beer and all this other nonsense. You waste your time instead of establishing yourself and getting ready for your future wives and building up enough resources, right? A multitude of resources so you can take care of not only your future wife, but make sure your future kids is taken care of. You rather just go out and run around and focus on cat, and then next thing you know, pop goes the baby, out comes a baby with a woman that you never wanted to get pregnant in the first place, and now you're wondering why you're getting raked over the coals by the government for child support, because you decided to have sex with a woman that you didn't really like, and guess what? She's gonna take it out on you because you just treated her as a sexual object and nothing more. So now she's just gonna treat you like an object, which is a wallet. You see how you reap what you sow? You see how it just comes back around? That is why, to treat women good, you got to save sex for long-term committed relationship as a man with a woman that you see as your future wife and the future mother of your children. Again, I'm not here to tell people what to do. They can do whatever they live and let live. That's what I say. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But there's a pattern that you will always find out, that you will always notice, that you will always see with these particular people. People that run around and have multiple partners ended up, they're either living in their mom's house or they living in some type of dingy apartment, and they're settling for a person that they can get and not the person that they want, and they end up being miserable about it because they realize, I wasted all this time doing all this nonsense, sleeping with women that I don't like, instead of establishing themselves as a man to get ready for their future wife and kids. Thank you.